everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is day 8 of the 12 days of Christmas, so by now you guys know exactly what we're doing. So today is the 8 maids a milkin', so honestly let's just get started because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we're starting this, and these usually take like 12 hours. So let's just get started. Well, we are finally done with all of the birds. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about why there were so many birds in the 12 Days of Christmas. Did you know that the lyrics describe gifts that increasingly become grander and grander with every day? Now, the reason for all of that is because birds are a reflection of popularity. So, birds back in the day of when this song was written, again, was seen as a gift of popularity. So if you were a rich, popular person, people would gift you birds, or you would gift other popular people birds. So that is why there was a lot of birds, about 26 birds in the song. Now, let's talk about the meaning of the 8 maids a milking. So there's a couple of reasons, but the two we're going to be talking about today, one of them is quite sad. So it is said that the 8 maids a milking represent the common men who Christ had come to serve and save. When the song was written, the lowest job you can have in England was working in a barn or a farm. So working in the barn meant that you were not very valued or worth much to your master. So, especially when you were a female back in the day. So having a female work in the barn meant that she was valued so little by her master and other people around her. And that is why there's 8 maids a milking, represented how many people were doing that. Now, there's the second meaning that I saw, and this one's a little bit better. So this one says that the 8 maids a milking represented the 8 Beatitudes. I apologize for the pronunciation. Again, I am not religious, so everything I am speaking about is purely information. I have researched through the internet and talking to other people, so I apologize for my pronunciations. So these are which Christ delivered during the Sermon on the Mount. Now, these are said to be the 8 Beatitudes, I am so sorry, are said to be, "Blessed are the poor in the spirit, for theirs is kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the meek, for they shall possess the land. Blessed are they who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after justice, for they shall have their fill. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they that suffer persecution for justice' sake, for theirs is kingdom of heaven." So that is the information we're going to be talking about today, and a few reasons behind the 8 maids a milking. I'm sure there is so many more, and if you know more reasons, please do let me know down in the comments. So now let's talk about this makeup look. So here I am taking my white aqua liner and again outlining everything just like I do with every single makeup look. I start off with a rough sketch and outline. That way you can see how it's coming together, and I just find that it makes it a lot easier. And here I am taking the Mayron pastel palette, and I'm taking pretty much all of the shades because each lady has her own colored dress, and a few have bows and the brown for hair, and some have their hair covered, which is why not all of them will have their hair down. I just thought that some back in that time period, like the older women would have their hair covered. So I really just looked at pictures of Pinterest of kind of searching up 8 maids a milking, and these are the types of drawings that would pop up, so that is my style of what I did. Alright, so here I'm taking the light brown from the Mayron pastel palette and filling in initially all of the hair, so if they had a little bit of hair showing, if they're front view or back view, I would base it on that. And then taking my aqua liner brown and auburn I'm not quite sure if this is actually an auburn, but that's what I named it. I'm adding the highlights and lowlights, as they would call it in the hair world, and really just creating multiple shades of brown streaks to give it more lifelike, because nobody just has one solid color of brown. There's always a little bit of other hints in there. So now I'm taking the Ben Nye cream face paint, and this is in skeleton base, and we're adding the snow, adding the bonnets, adding the cow, adding what are they called, the aprons. And I find that using the cream product worked a lot better than using a water activated face paint. I was able to get more of a opaque, very white base. It looked a lot better than with the water activated. So now we're using the metallic face paint, and we're using silver, and this is for the buckets to give them that, well, I guess silver bucket look. I was going to use gray, but it looked a little too flat, and this is going to give it that shine of like the sun hitting it. So it looked a lot better by doing that. Now, I will say this was definitely a work in progress. It was definitely trust the progress and trust the process. Once I started aligning everything in black, it really started coming together, and by the end of the look, it looked pretty decent, if I do say so myself. So definitely stay tuned for that. So right now, I already have all of the girls filled in with their skin. So I used a little bit of my foundation to fill in the skin rather than using face paint. That way it looked a little bit more realistic, where face paint can be a little too harsh and not a skin tone. So I decided I'm just going to use my skin tone and use the foundation, and I think that it looked a lot better than having a harsh face paint. So I painted in all of their legs, faces, arms, and all of that. And now what I'm doing is just going over anywhere that might have been affected by adding a little bit of the white. As you can see, there's kind of smeared a little bit. That's because when I got up, I put my house coat on, not even thinking about having product on me. So we're just cleaning that up, and then in a minute we will be aligning everything. Alrighty, so we've added the snow, we've added the outlining. So in a minute, I'm going to be filling in the barn, but for some reason I didn't show you. I used the light brown from the pastel palette from Mayron to fill in the barn initially, and then did a bunch of shading, which I do show you later on. So now we're filling in the cows, and I'm adding where I want their black spots to be. And I really wanted like on the face to have some spots and just have like 2 or 3 big spots. Once I was happy with the spots, I started going in with the shading. I wanted everything to have its dimension, to kind of look 3D, and to look more realistic. So I went in with the Disney Princess eyeshadow palette, and this one is Ariel, and we took shades, I want to say Flipper or Flapper and Under the Sea. And then we went in with the Merry Christmas Charlie Brown from Wet n Wild. We used Good Grief, Charlie Brown, Ice Skating, all of those. And then the last palette is the Rudolph X Colourpop, and we used, I really don't know what that one is, like the Gabazook, and then Eat Eat. Just because I needed all of the shades to work with each dress and everything. So once I was happy with the shading, you'll see in a moment I work on the barn by adding in the wood effect. And by adding in the wood effect, I took the deep brown, a few browns actually, and would just draw kind of blended lines going back and forth on the barn to give that planked wood, like stacked wood effect. I'm not great at describing things, but here you can see that I am shading in the door. So what I did for the door is I went really harsh. As you can see, I'm going really harsh in with the shade and then blending it out and dispersing it to give it that shadow effect. Because if I just went in and started blending it, it wouldn't really give that deep shadow, where if I go in really harsh and then disperse it out, it gives that harsh line, dispersed blend, if that makes sense. And then here I am doing the lines and kind of keeping them harsh and then slightly blending them at the end. Alright, now it's time for the face. So we're going with the e.l.f. Cosmetic Clear Brow Lift Gel. I love this stuff. It makes my brows look so fluffy and just laminated. And now we're going back in with the Wet n Wild X Colourpop palette, taking Good Grief, and we're packing that on the outer corner and blending it towards the inner corner. Kind of like, not like a halo eye, but just a rounded smoky eye. And then we are taking Ice Skating just for a beautiful little shimmer shade and blending that outwards, and then of course blending the two together. And now we're taking the One Size Beauty Bodacious Black eyeliner and just doing a small wing. The IT Cosmetics Lash Blowout Mascara. This is such an amazing mascara. Fenty Beauty Skin Tint in Eavesdrop. Love this skin tint. I love it more like in the summertime. I feel like it didn't do enough for this look and I should have used a more full coverage, which is why we went in with the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Concealer, because that is a very good coverage concealer. The Wet n Wild Powder Snow Much Fun. e.l.f. Cosmetics Bronzer in Sun Kissed, or Forever Sun Kissed, sorry. And here I'm just adding that bronzer, but you can see that a little bit of that foundation just wasn't very, I just don't like it for this. I wish that I went in with a little bit more coverage. Then we're going in with the Colourpop X Lizzie McGuire Blush in Delish, and In a moment, you're going to see that I used the ColourPop X Harry Potter highlight in head wig, and I love this stuff. It's so creamy, as you can see that my fingers are like in there, but I just love the payoff that it gives. And then we're going with the Rudolph X ColourPop lipstick in shade Rudolph. It is such a gorgeous red, and I love the little snowflakes in there. It's one of my favorites. So I love how this look turned out. Again, drawing people is not really my strong suit, but I think that it turned out so cute. We got all the ladies there, even the one in the little back, and I don't know, I'm really proud of it. So I hope you like it. We added some snow using the white aqua liner like we did in the beginning for the body, and of course we had to add snow to the eyes, and then we added some lashes, and that's the final look. And here we have day 8, all complete. 8 ladies milking. We got a hidden one over here to kind of give a little bit of perspective of the barn. We have 2 cows, one's kind of running away, and they all have their milk buckets. It is 10:30 at night. I'm ready for bed, so I'm gonna make this very speedy. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please get a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And I would love if you would subscribe to the channel and join the family. We're posting for another 4 more days. Well, we're gonna be posting lots more videos, but we've got 4 more days of the 12 days of Christmas. I can't believe Christmas is in 4 days. That is insane. And yeah, let me know what you guys are doing today. I would love to know, so comment down below. And of course, all my socials will be linked down below in the description. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna go to bed. So good night, everybody.